Well, who's here? Look, it's Liz. Just like that, the weekend is over. Get to spend what's left here with all of you. Liz, what a nice thing to say, though. Really. I'm happy to see you. Hey, Donna Cooper, I really appreciate that text you sent me earlier. Mod, thank you for being here. Hey, Charcoal Ninja, Pat Jonas, Lydia made it. Hey, Lydia, Joanne Hawley, Rachel Stone, which I think is also Squirrel Girl, if I recall. I'm going to go back down. West Coast Fancy Nancy is here. I'm assuming, yeah, there she is. Hey, Dee. Okay, back down I go. Let's see. Jan made it. Lumen's here. Hey, Abigail. Meredith Lynn made it. Rhonda McNeil. Hey, Erica. I went to Costco today and I thought of you, Erica. Guys, I went to Costco on a Sunday, which I never do. And I went to Costco on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. Feel sorry for me, please. Say a tiny prayer. Hey, just as I am. Susie made it. Kim Leave. Marie Marion. Catherine J. I wonder if Catherine B is going to be here tonight. I read up on some stuff about her situation with that guy, and I'm just unsettled about it. Hey, Inner Sparkle Monkey, DNV has a migraine. Okay, yeah, just go rest, my friend. That's awful. I have a headache and it's kind of like in the front of my face and I can't. Hey, Linda, I can't take anything. Hey, Sophia, because I took a naproxen today for my cramps. And it's not like I can add Advil to that. You're not supposed to do that. So I'm like, okay, what happens when you're on naproxen, but you have a headache? I can't take anything else. Hey, Silver Lining. Thank you. Thank you for noticing, says Brave going to Costco. It was some might again say that was heroic. And I would say, yeah, I would say that's probably true. Hey, Grandma Sunshine Dragon, even Huxley was getting like, guys, we've talked about this 100 times. Did I stock up on marshmallows? For what? Cute picture, Charcoal Ninja. No, I did not. Even Huxley was like, I can't stand how people just thanks Liz. Hey, Purple RN, you can take Tylenol with naproxen. I'm a nurse and it's safe. I don't do Tylenol. I hate Tylenol. It's never worked for me. So I'll just deal with the headache. Hey, Renee B, but thank you for saying that. Hey, Bohemian Luciferian Witch, you can take paracetamol. Never heard of that, Lydia. Maybe it's a UK thing. Yeah, I don't take it, Diana H. Do you hate yourself going to Costco like that? Oh, great. Better than Tuesday. I'm going back Tuesday with my mom and my brother. Hey, Angie Mo, because I said to my mom today, I'm like, do you want me to get the veggie tray and the pumpkin pie and all that? And she's like, no, she's like, I think we should go Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. We should definitely go back to Costco after we brave it the first time because she was like, it's probably going to have a better expiration date. And I was like, Mom, it's going to be the exact same veggie tray that's sitting at Costco right now that I'm going to pick up Tuesday. And hey, Brenda, but you know Diane, don't you? We all know Diane. I know Shelly Kelly. She's like, no, let's just go back Tuesday. I'm like, oh, yeah, no problem. I'll just go back Tuesday. Even Huxley was pushing the cart and he was like, oh, I didn't think of peppermint oil. That does work for me, Wisconsin Barb. I don't know what that is, Lydia. Hey, Angel. Even Huxley was like, Mom, he was like, why do people have to leave their carts in the middle of nowhere to go get a snack? And it's the worst. Thank you, Angie Mo. It's the worst. And speaking of snacks, guys, I had a snack pusher, like a drug pusher, but a snack pusher. Hey, SoCal Joy on me at Costco today. I've never had this happen. Huxley was like, I need protein powder. And so I'm like standing there, and this awkward woman in the hairnet is next to me with her little booth of snacks. And she goes, hello there. And I was like, well, hi. Hey, Alicia. I thought of you guys. She goes, would you like to try some of my delicious, thank you, Brenda. She goes, would you like to try some of my delicious liquid greens drink? And I was like, oh, remember that part? Hey, baby steps. Oh, okay. Thanks, baby steps. Do you remember that part? Thanks, Angel. The part in Bridesmaids when Kristen Wiig is standing there at the engagement party for Maya Rudolph and she's single, but that guy comes up next to her and that lady's like, "I'm sorry, is this your husband?" And Kristen Wiig looks at him and she goes, "No, I'm alone." He goes, "Do you want to take a walk later?" And she's like, "Oh," like that's exactly what I did. She's like, "Oh," she's like, "I wish I could, but I can't." Erica, hey, whine a little bit more. It's Tylenol. Yeah, that's what it is, Lydia. Um, I just said, "Oh," I said, "I can't," but I said, "Thank you so much for offering." Sonia, that was her name. And she was like, "Normally, I would think when you say no, that's a no." But Sonia was old and she had a hairnet in and she wasn't taking that. It was like she was making money off of every sample. And I don't know, maybe she is. Maybe she's grifting. I'm not sure. I just should have said to her, like, if you're grifting, I can give you some tips. Like I am literally the OG. Uh yeah, yeah. So Liz, so I said no, and she goes, "Oh," and she pours it into a thing. Like I'm at a Christmas party and she's trying to get me wasted. And she pours it into a thing anyway. And I'm really trying to ignore her. I'm like, "Huxley, do you want vanilla or chocolate? Pick a flavor." I was like, "We have to get away from Sonia." And hey, Kim is blue. Yeah. And she pours it into a cup and she goes, "Oh, come on." She was like, "Just have a little taste of it." Hey, Killy Billy. And I just am trying to avoid my neck going in her direction at all. And she's like holding it in my peripheral vision. Like, this is the green drink. And she's got it like right here. Like, my mom does that to me. My mom's the only person I know that does that. I'll say no to something, and my mom will be like, "Give it a try." Hey, Laura Lou, it's so weird to me. I am the opposite of that. I'm overkill about it. If someone makes a face, I'm like, "Oh, it's a no. Never mind. Forget it. I'm out of here. I'm moving to Guam." Other people, you say no, and they're like, "But that means yes." And I don't understand. So Sonia, she goes in my peripheral vision, she's holding the green liquid. And I was like, "Actually, I'm okay." And she was like, "Here, just give it a try." And I was like trying to just like pretend like my eyes didn't go that way. And she's like holding this stuff. And I can see it, like I can see it, but it's, and peripheral green, not peripheral peen. Is that Teresa? Your name changed again. I was just catching up on yesterday's live and giggling at you discovering Chat GPT and wondering when you need friends, why you even need friends. I don't. My new friend is Chat GPT, kind of like my never mind, I won't say it. But no, I don't. And I hope you watched the end of that stream because that was really the best part of yesterday. Bo, what are you doing? So Renee B. So she goes, "Oh, come on." And I'm like, "Huxley, pick a flavor. Let's get out of here." She's drug pushing. And I said, "I really," and she goes, "Just taste, just give it a taste. Just give it a try." I'm like, "Are you making money off of it? Like, is that how is this a scam?" I feel so bad. I hurt this woman's feelings so bad. I think she goes, "You're going to be shocked at how good it is." And she goes, "It's organic and it's full of fruits and veggies." And I suddenly felt like a kindergarten teacher was just talking to me. Uh, I don't know West Coast Fancy Nancy. And she goes, "It's full of tasty things." And she's like, "All organic and fruits and vegetables." And I was like, "All right, Sonia." She just shoved this thing in my face. What are you doing? He's a nice boy. He's a friendly person. But he's incredibly needy. And he says, "My feelings get hurt because it's the week of Thanksgiving and I don't have any friends. I just have my mom who gives me my lunches." That's not true. You actually have a lot of friends. And we went up to grandma's today and you got to frolic through the fields. He says, "But it's holidays. It's the week of the holidays. And I look like a girl." You don't look like a girl. And she's an amazing groomer. I think she did a great job. You don't look like a girl. You've got to stop saying that. Hey, Andy. Hey, Don Clark. What if you had an allergy? I never even thought of that. That's crazy. Hey, Jeanette Brown. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. She's 53. I'm coming up right behind you, girl. I know he's all nice and clean. It was Kathy Burkhart's birthday the other day, too. Jeanette, happy birthday to you. And I really hope it was a good day, babe. Did I miss birthdays on Facebook today? I might have. Uh, so I took a sip of this stuff and I was kind of hoping I was going to like it. I probably would have bought it because I could use more greens in my life. And I took a sip and I went, I felt like yesterday when I was talking to my brother, "Hey, Heather," and I had to poop so bad that my face couldn't hold a normal face. It went from normal to like flip-floppy face. Remember? He was like, "So Huxley's in 10th grade?" And I was like, it was the same thing. I was like, and she made the weird, she was like offended. Sonia was offended. Yeah, I should have said I'm allergic to green drinks. Hey, Critters Creations. She made this horrible like and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I feel like I'm just drinking lawn in a bowl." I was like, "This just tastes like when my lawnmower guy comes every other Monday and he just put all the clippings into a tiny sample cup, Sonia." And she said, "I'm shocked. People love it." I was like, "They're lying to you because you shove it in their faces when they're buying fruit snacks. They don't want a green drink." Yeah. So I said to her, "Hey, Jojo," I said, "Does this make you poop?" And she went, "Well, I don't know." And I was like, "Well, you probably should be thinking about this before you just push green lawn in a cup over to people that don't want it." I said no. God, it was awkward. Um, so I don't recommend Costco this week, guys. If you can avoid it, I'll have a cup of lawn, please. Just a small, just like a really small cup of lawn. Green drinks are against my religion. Well, here's the thing. I make a delicious smoothie, and I really should go get the ingredients for that. Wonder if I should. We're going back to Costco. I should probably do that on I don't make those smoothies anymore because they're from, Eric Berg, who is a Scientologist, OT8, that I bought all of his supplements. Hey, Lauren B. But it's nothing that he sells. He just recommended it for your liver, and I was addicted to it forever. I made it for a long time. What did it have? It had kefir. It had just plain kefir. Oh, that's okay, Sandra Woodard. I'm just glad to see you. I agree, but if you do go be kind to our employees, it's a lot. That's true. Erica makes a good point. Not just Costco employees, be kind to everybody right now. It is rough out there. It is the holiday season, and customer service jobs are the absolute worst this time of year. So just remember that. Like, I'm on my period. Sonia really put me to the test today, but I was still nice to her. I just told her it tasted like lawn in a cup. Um, yeah, Kim is blue. It doesn't have anything to do with Berg. Like I said, I'm not putting any of his supplements in, but it's kefir, it's kale, it's like blueberries, frozen blueberries, and some ice, I think. And it was really good. It was really, really good. And what did I add? Oh, I added a little squirt of this like sugar-free vanilla syrup stuff I got on Amazon. It was great. I like a smoothie. I refuse all samples. Good for you, Renee B. Good for you. Today's mission: talk up every sample lady and get comfortable saying no. Yeah, it was. I don't usually have that issue. It was strange. She was like, "Oh, just try it." And I was like, "My mom does this to me, and it's odd." I can't wait until January. Yeah, it's your least favorite time of year. Hey, Lisa Kelson. So let's discuss it. I don't have much of a topic tonight. I really wasn't even going to stream tonight, but I said I would, and I'm going to come on for just a little bit. And the reason I say a little bit is I don't have a topic, so I'm not going to be able to stretch this for 2 hours with you guys unless you give me a topic. But I do want to say, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very out of sorts lately. I know what's a topic, says Squirrel Girl. Um, I feel off. We know this. Hey, Shelly. Things just feel off with me. I feel pulled in different directions. I will work through it. But I will say this, for the last like 6 weeks in a row, I'm like, it's already Sunday again. It's already Sunday again. Hey, Tammy, do you ever have that where you're like, whoa, it was just Friday and it's Friday again? Hey, Martin. Martin, I tried to find your post today and I cannot find it. I spent time in both groups looking for it. I couldn't find it. Um, that's what's been happening to me. Like the last few okay, Sandra, the last few weeks. Hold on, I'm reading Abigail's. This year is flying by. I'm in Florida starting tomorrow through Friday, so it'll be hit or miss seeing me. Okay, Abigail, we'll have fun in Florida. And if I don't see you, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, Margie Bar. The weeks are flying by. Does that just happen as you get toward the end of a year? I don't understand. It's like all of a sudden, I'm like, it's Sunday. It was just Sunday. Like I feel like it's just really coming fast. So this week's gonna fly, is my point. I want us all to yes. Sarlena, that's exactly how I feel. I know what you mean, trying to do right by everyone, but I've felt being pulled apart into pieces. That is exactly how I feel right now too, and I don't usually feel that way. Um, yeah, I have to find it. We are having shorter days. That's true. That's true. It's as you get older. So speaking of as you get older, Liz, I also just feel so grateful at the same time. I feel torn right now and I'm out of sorts. But I also feel grateful for the age I'm at and where I'm at and with people and who I also just oh my gosh. Okay, Linda, prayers for you, my friend. I'm sorry. What a horrible time of year to do that. Thanksgiving week. It's important to stay true to yourself. Hey, Kestrel. I wish I was getting pulled in any direction, says Heather. That's true too. Thank you, Martin. It's just a lot, and I feel it. I feel a lot of us are going through that. And I very much agree with Erica right now, the customer service stuff. You can't please everybody, follow what's important to you. I'm trying to just keep in one direction. And if that means I don't talk to a lot of people, even right now with my mods, you can ask them. I haven't engaged a whole lot in our mod talks. I just feel very withdrawn. And there's a tiny, I hate to use this word, but this is the word I'm feeling right now. Um, Good for you, Critters Creations. I feel a tiny smidgen, and it might be because it's the holidays. It might be because I'm not where I want to be. But hey, Marissa Martin, I feel a tiny smidgen of like just a tad bit of hopelessness. And I never ever feel that way. That's not a word I would use, but I feel a little bit like sadness looming over me a little bit. The holidays can. Hey, MLG Gamer. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only person. So sorry to hear that, Leslie Mosley. Oh, that's exciting for you, Tammy. Some people get the blues this time of year. Yep, I don't, Jojo, not that I know of. But Jojo, you make an interesting point. I'm not a Scientologist anymore. Does that have something to do with it? I was thinking that today too. We don't have any traditions. That's the other weird thing coming out of trust me, once you fall into hopelessness and despair, it's extremely difficult to get out of and pretend everything is okay. That's horrible. I do feel overwhelmed. Yes, I don't think I'm going to be stuck in that. I know myself. I don't think I'll be stuck in that. Hey, Anna Banana, I'm so glad that he's home from the hospital. You just need to figure yourself out right now, and that's confusing. Yes. Linda Garden Lady, welcome. Sorry to hear you don't feel up to snuff. Yeah, and I'm glad to admit this kind of a thing right here, right now, because I know that a lot of people are feeling that way too. And I think it's good to talk about it. But yeah, Jojo, I don't have any holiday traditions. And it made me feel really sad today. I was driving with Huxley and it makes sense given everything going on in your life and time of year. I also feel Satan is taking advantage of your situation. That could be, and also baby steps. You made such an important point the other day about it's coming up on your anniversary of being outed. My anniversary is coming up in a month for the 3 years of being outed from Scientology. So I think that pointing that out, that is looming a little bit over me as well. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for saying that. Huxley made me feel really sad today. So before I ever had a Thanksgiving, every word of God proves true. He is a shield to all who come to him for protection. Thank you for that. Old Testament. Thank you, Abigail. Welcome to the holiday season, all while you're still deconstructing from Scientology. Yes, just a lot hitting you at once. That's uncomfortable. Yeah, it is, Sophia. Um, hey, Barbara Waite, Huxley's went to, hey, Lenora Gray went to Iowa every year for Thanksgiving. That's what he did. Hey, Jamie Palmer. And I never had a Thanksgiving with him. And you guys know I was never invited. I was never invited to that. It was 5 hours from Kansas City. And Doug took him every single year. I never once had a Thanksgiving with my son. And it was with Doug's family, including his mother, who's, I mean, back then she was like 96, and I think she's still alive. And Huxley was asking me about Thanksgiving today when we were driving, and he said, I'm really looking forward to it. And I said, me too. Yeah. I said, I'm going to make this, and Brianna's going to make this, and we got the turkey, we got the ham, and it's just a different experience for us. And he said, I wonder if my great grandma's still alive. And it made me feel really sad for him. And I just said, I honestly, I think she is, because I'm still friends on Facebook with a few of Doug's family members. None of them are Scientologists. So I'm still friends with some of them. And I would think they would have posted maybe, but I guess I could Google it if she's still alive, if she's got an obituary. She could very much still be alive. She was one of those older 90-year-olds. I think she was 96 and was still working, kind of like Jeff's mom. Jeff's mom's 98, or she'll be 98, and she still works. There's those tough, strong people that live that long. So it just made me feel really bad for him. And again, it made me feel a little bit of that like helpless or hopeless feeling of like, I can't do anything for him. I can't do anything about this. And he's thinking and remembering all of his memories of going to spend that with her. And I don't have any memories of it. And it's just tough. I am too, Tammy. I'm glad that we will have Thanksgiving together again. Baby steps. Yes, anniversaries reactions are tough. For many years, the month before my daughter's birthday, abandonment. Hux may be deep in the feelings. Yeah, he could. Hey, Dark Roast. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. I could totally see that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Baby Steps. Thank you again for your super chat. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, and I got really emotional today. I went up and did my walk, and I started listening. I listen to music sometimes when I walk. Sometimes I just kind of talk to God when I walk, or I'll just notice nature, or make a short for you guys or something. And today I was listening to Christmas music, and it made me cry. It really had a different impact on me, even just listening to it now for the first time with ears that are different than they were last year. And just what's that really pretty song? I don't know what it's called, but it's that classic one. It's a really pretty, she goes, on this night, on this night, on this Merry Christmas night. She starts it by saying, this night we pray. And I can't even say it now. I just burst into tears. I was like, it's weird to me because I just feel very differently about that this year. I feel very thankful. I feel grateful, and I feel a connection to God. And it's different and it's strange. And hey, just Joan, nice to see you, babe. It's just overwhelming. I think this year will be different for me in very good ways, but very different. Just you have to be there and allow him space and be available to talk. Absolutely. Always, always the truth for me. I mean, that's probably what I'm best at as a mom. I'm definitely here. I'm engaged, and I don't do small talk. I'm always here for even my friends, anybody. I'm here to go into that kind of a talk only if he wants to. I don't push people to have those kinds of talks, but for sure. And thank you again, Baby Steps. It's really nice of you. I have a mix of enjoying the holidays and feeling sad. It's been weird for me. A lot of things I'm trying to deal with. Yeah. And sometimes I think, Nancy, we don't even know what it is that makes us feel sad. Actually, I think it's called like Christmas canon or something. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and see. The Holy Spirit makes you feel emotional. It's a good thing. Feel the feelings. Yes. I'm sure that that's common in all of us, but for me, this time of year is very different this year than it was last year as far as believing in God, and it's a good thing, and it's confusing at the same time. I don't have all of the steps of like the Bible and what happened this time of year. I'll be home for Christmas is yeah, that's such a I love Christmas music, Joanne. And I think it's always made me kind of emotional. It's always crazy to me, like all the jobs I've worked, just being out in the world, and a lot of Scientologists would say this, but that didn't. Love you, Erica. Thank you for what you do, babe. It's going to be a struggle. Scientologists are this way, right? But otherwise, I was surprised to hear people in the real world say they hate Christmas music. I always thought that was strange, and they have their reasons. I don't know what that is. You know, maybe they lost a spouse or something around the holidays, and so it makes them think of that, and that's understandable. But people who say like, "I hate Christmas music," I'm like, "How could you hate Chris?" I love everything Christmas: the lights, the music, the decorations, the feelings. I always have, even being a Scientologist, even though we didn't celebrate it really. Ghostwriter, welcome in, babe. I like to attend Christmas Eve church service. I've never done that, Renee B. Lenora Gray, what brought you to God's light and his way? I've talked about that. It was a while back. It was definitely less than a year ago. I just felt it. I felt a presence. I felt a deep, it was the strangest thing. And I just felt this very much like feeling, overwhelming feeling of like, you never got to know me, but I know you. And I want you to know me. That's just this overwhelming, in a nutshell, feeling that I got. And it was very powerful. And it just felt like a force or an entity. And it was warm. And I've always been afraid of God. I've always been very fearful of the idea of God. And it wasn't scary at all. Caroline in Canada, I've been in the hospital very injured. My car got taken away and I'm over my head in debt. I can't stop crying. I'm driving my loving husband. Oh my God, definitely. Some hugs, please. Prayers, thoughts. Absolutely. I'm so sorry. What a crappy time of year. I'm sorry, Caroline in Canada. We love you, babe. I'm sorry that you're going through that. You're driving your loving husband. At least you have your husband with you. That's pretty wonderful. I'm glad you have someone with you. Yeah, Shelly, I love Christmas music. Yeah, you got a lot of support here, Caroline. So again, I'm probably a bit of I'm going to let you guys down tonight. I don't have a lot to talk about. I didn't have a lot to say. I feel overwhelmed. Tomorrow is the start of a week. I have a full schedule. So Rain, you're right on time. She says, "Sorry, I'm late. I'm having one of those days when everything goes wrong." I understand. That's oh, Caroline, I'm sorry, babe. I'm just glad you have him with you. It's the holidays. I don't know. People, places, and perspective, welcome in. It's a weird time of year for me. I feel uncomfortable, and I know you guys do too. And I wanted to come on here and say that. And is that the whole vibe of the day? It seems to be, right? I had to go to Costco today. So yes, for me, for sure. For sure, Rain. Yes. And thank you, Abigail. Get some nachos and put on a good movie. That's a cure right there, Shelly. That is really, really smart. You know, speaking of nachos, I never do this, but I was standing there waiting for Huxley to get milk today at Costco, and he took too long. And I just the guacamole called out my name, and it was like the little individual cups, and it comes in a 12 pack. I bought some. I never do that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Teresa says some of us grew up being forced to listen to way too much Christmas music, either because we got stuck listening to it forever, working retail, or we were forced to go to church when we didn't want to. Yeah, I can understand that. Like I said, Teresa, it's just perspective. It's just different points of view. That's all. I understand. I just love Christmas music, but some of us grew up very differently than what you just said too. I remember being at the Church of Scientology every year when I was a little older, like when I was on staff, like 13, 14, and all of the staff would go, I hate Christmas. We hate Christmas. Like Maggie, our ED, our executive director, she hated, everybody called her the Grinch because the stats would go down because people didn't want to go on course or they wanted to go see their families. She would say that. She would say, like, get people on course Christmas Day, get people signed up for services for Christmas Day. And that was really hard to do, and she would flip out about it. She was angry about Thanksgiving because people weren't in. They wanted to be at home with their families, and that was not acceptable in Scientology. So, Teresa, I get it. Everybody grew up a different way for sure. Hey, Iwa. Oh, happy anniversary to you, Barbara Waite. That's amazing. I love that. Riley's human, had a stressful day. So glad to see you all thankful. We are talking about God. Peace, love, and prayers to all here. That is something I think we can all agree on right there. Peace, love, and prayers. Thank you, Riley's human. What is that? Oh my God, I'm so sick of it. I get text messages all the time for somebody who doesn't have this phone number. And they're like, hi, your bill is due. It's crazy. What's wrong, Reese? You seem very sad. I think I'm just on my period. And I feel very sad, Ghostwriter. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad you showed up today, even though you don't have a specific topic. I really don't have a topic today. I'm so sorry, Lori Lee. Oh, good for you, Rain. I washed my hair today too. Reese, I know you don't like the idea of going to church, but my pastor says there are people he calls Christ Easters. Christsters? I don't understand because okay, I should read the rest before I say that. Because they go during Christmas and Easter as important holidays. Consider it. Okay, Abigail. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do block it. Thank you. Abigail, that's not a bad idea. I just have to find one that I like because the only one that I like is in Ecuador. Gross. Renee B, I don't eat hot dogs, so I'm safe. Thank you, Mimi. Rachel, I do too. I get phone calls and texts for this woman who owes a bunch of money, and it's really annoying. I want you to be comfortable always in life. So I want to know if you'd rather we or I didn't write to talk to you anymore. You have so much in your life. I want to make sure that we or I are okay. Um, you mean write like email, right, Joan? Of course you can. If I don't respond, it's got nothing to do with anything personal or anything between us. So if you sent me an email, I'm just really behind on emails. I haven't caught up on emails for a little while, but Joan, I don't definitely, if you want to email me, always feel free. I will never say, you'll never hear me say, don't email me. But you also don't hear me say, email me, everybody, put up my email, unless someone says, Reese, I need to get a hold of you. But no, I definitely encourage it. And I ask some people in the chat. I will get to it for like 3 hours and I'll sit down and just knock it out and try to answer as many as I can. The problem, Joan, is people also, I have to do that. I have to, what am I trying to say? Facebook Messenger, I have thousands of. So I try to spend like 1 or 2 hours answering Gmail emails, and then I'll switch the next day to Facebook Messenger. I just get really behind. But please, I don't need answers. Okay, just don't give up on me if there's like definitely, Joan. It's nothing. If you emailed me, it's absolutely not personal. I get sad when people take that personally. You know, sometimes I'll get an email from someone and they'll say something like, okay, well, this is my last attempt. And I'm like, oh man, I'm sad that you took that personally. Like, I'm just really behind. There's only one of me. Hey, Cliff Ann, and there's thousands of you. And that's all there is to it. But I really don't mean anything by it. It's nothing personal. I definitely, Martin, I just haven't looked. Your life is changing so much. Just want to make sure that we are respecting you and allowing you to have a life. Of course you are. And even if you're not respecting me, I accept that as well. I accept it with love, just like I accepted Brenda's disconnection. I made a really cool note today, but who knows where it is. Oh no, I found it. I really like this. I saw it and I love it. Guys, this is what my goal is. My goal all year long, and I've got to give myself a little more credit. My goal, I have a lot of goals, but one of my private personal goals is to well, that's okay, Joan. I love you for that. I'll go look for your email. Private personal goal for me is, no offense, Cerise. I know you are a person with over 10,000 subs. Yeah, I typically answer you, Abigail. I'm just, again, it's not right away. Um, a huge thing for me is, okay, Joan. Well, thank you. It's kind, actually. A huge thing for me is coming out of Scientology for sure. You guys know this, but one of the themes for me is I always reached for other people's opinions or viewpoints. And I think that's because Scientology often trained us to go, what does LRH say? What is, and then our opinion leaders. So I talked about that. Like my OL, my opinion leader would have been Dan O'Connor, Doug, Alex, things like that. So I would reach externally for things my entire Scientology upbringing. And that is a very, very bad habit. And the other bad habit is worrying about what other people think about you. And I feel like I have accomplished that goal. Hey, Sandy Wandy, I have accomplished big time, like at least 75%. How do we find you on Facebook? Just my name, Reese Quibell. Don't know how many of those there are. And you're welcome to friend request me anytime. Brian Boland. See, he's another one. I need to answer his email. I know you emailed me, Brian. I'll get back to you. I promise. Did they make you have an OL leader? Were you not allowed to talk with people you trusted? You did. They didn't make you. I am, Jojo. I am. You're not forced to have an opinion leader. You just have them. Were my opinion leaders all male? Yes. Mhm. So one of the biggest goals for me is not caring about what other people think, and I feel successful at that. Now, it's hard to care about what other people think when they're in your life. It's very easy. Got it, Lenora Gray. It's very easy to I never really did care about what strangers think. That's hard for me to attach an emotion to it. Like if some random person that either I barely know or I know from somewhere or I don't know at all thinks poorly of me, that kind of stuff never really has bothered me just because I don't know you. And I feel like people who know you, the ones you're closest to are can hurt you the most. That's true for me. If I'm close to you, you can hurt me for sure. If I don't know you that well, it's pretty impossible to be honest. But I like this quote. The more clearly you see yourself, the less reactive you are about how others see you. I'm sorry, but an opinion leader sounds like what a mean girl does. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm glad you saw my Facebook message when I got removed from the group. I was so sad because I didn't mean to upset anyone. You didn't, Leslie, and that's why you're back in the group. That was a mistake. I told you that in the message. There was somebody else that was being really hateful, and we thought it was you, and I had one of the mods remove it, and it was not you. It was a mistake. So I added you back in, babe. I would never do that to you. I had something I wanted to add to that, and I don't know what it was now. So, Martin, I see that you tagged me in this. Parental hijacking happens when an adult takes over the parental role from the biological parent by dominating the relationship, manipulating the child. Absolutely. The core is this: the child is not allowed to naturally bond with their mother. The connection is interrupted, diverted, or replaced. It leaves the mother in a position where she's not allowed to follow her instincts. She doubts her own reactions. The important part is parental hijacking is not rooted in love, it is rooted in control. That's a good point, Martin. Lead mean girl sets the opinions for the group. Oh, I see. Okay, Rain. I could see that. That's not how it went in Scientology, but I see what you're saying now. Baby steps, it may help in the quiet moments when you may be down. Focus on what Christmas really means and how far you have come and how special you are to God. That is a very nice thing to say, and I will try to do that. I really will. Thank you for your super chat. It's a very kind thing to say. Yeah, Martin, I think that Reese had to freeze because she was psychologically overruled. She had no control over her son. The entire system stood against her. Her instincts were constantly dismissed. Yeah, this is really good. The lead mean girl was LRH. Exactly, Kim. It's extremely common for people in cult-like systems to freeze. Anger, grief, guilt, motherhood instincts, loss. Everything that was frozen starts to rise to the surface. This can feel like doubt. We've been talking about that all week. Lisa Kelson, and you're absolutely right. Hey, Robin Miners, thank you. I'm sorry you're struggling, Reese. If anyone can pull themselves up and find their smile, it's you. I have no doubt that I will. I've done it 100 times before. I always do. I'm just going through something. I'm not entirely sure what it is, or I'd share it. I'm not sure what it is. It's feelings of a little bit of hopelessness, definite sadness. I think it's this time of year, and I think Baby Steps makes a great point, like she did the other day about it's coming up on my anniversary. You know, I think about my in-laws a lot. I think about that family a lot. And I have been thinking about them all week. I don't know how to up the self-care right now. I don't know what else I can do. To be honest, I feel very scattered. I am in a weird place because you guys know I want to make a plan to move. And that's going to be a huge move. That's a big move. And I don't love you too, Kay Thompson. I don't yet know. I would consider myself, it's also okay to let all the emotions out. I've been crying off and on all day. So definitely Baby Steps. I understand. Thank you for your super chat. I agree with that. Maybe it's because you finally found a place that feels like home and you're really ready to go. Yeah, I feel, I do miss Tommy. Yeah, I feel drawn to go do that. Yeah, Jamie Palmer for sure. Take more walks and have some guacamole. Yeah, that's a great point, Kim. This time of year is tough, but in general, without any other issues coming up. Yeah. Hey, Jen Finberg, welcome in. I've seen your picture before. You just have a different name now. Hey, Reflections. Part of you still mourns, even though you have changed. The death of relationships is very hard and the grief comes in waves. Hey, Wendy Brewer, you couldn't be more right, Nancy. Think about that for a minute, Nancy. That's with one person. This is the death of hundreds of people, and at least a few that were very close to my heart. DNV says, I seem to recall you having similar feelings last year. Yeah, Barbara, wait, moving is, here's the thing, guys, the move will be easy because I can't take anything. What does Hux want to do? Yeah, Ghostwriter. Maybe feeling homesick for the home you finally found but can't get to yet. I think that's a big part of it. Meredith. Yeah, Jen, YouTube changed everybody's names. What does Hux want to do? I mean, Huxley's changing rapidly. This is new for me too. Huxley is changing very rapidly as far as he is definitely, hey, Elena Rainerman. People have shifted in your life. That's a pretty powerful thing to say. She says, I do think the holidays, you've also realized you really don't want to live there. People have shifted in your life. That's a big, powerful thing to say they have. I've lost people in my life and I don't really have many close friendships right now. And I don't feel like I have a lot of people to lean into. And that is hard for me because I'm a talker. but I also don't talk on the phone much. I don't have time. I mean, people will text me and go, "Hey, I'm around if you want to talk." I really don't talk on the phone much. I really don't. Tommy's pretty much the only person, and my mother. The teen years are tough, and that's because I have my other job. I'm very busy during the day. I'm not ever sitting around, and I'm running errands and all of that. But yeah, the teen years are tough. And Kib is Blue, I don't have a point of reference on this, and I think too he's changing and growing so fast, and I have no memory of that being a teenager. Like, I guess what I'm saying is I can't relate to what he's going through right now. And he wants to spread his wings. Like Huxley's ready. He talks about like getting jobs. He talks about college. He's talking about if he talks, he doesn't talk much, but he's talking about wanting to get a car, wanting to get a driver's license, like all these things. And it's overwhelming because I'm like, you just turned 16. It's crazy. He's not terrified of moving. No, he's not terrified of moving. But hey, teacher mama life. Have I tried to contact any old friends or hey, Wendy or Brenda on Facebook? No, I can't contact any of those ex-Scientologists. That's just a rule. I can't reach out to them. That's not an option, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So no, it hasn't crossed my mind to try to contact her. And what would I say to Brenda? I'm not looking to be friends with her. She's not a friend. She's an enemy. Quite honestly, she's an enemy. I mean, looking back at, no, I haven't. Kim is, well, I haven't talked to her. Looking back at, has anybody ever done this where you look back at a relationship with someone? It could be your mother, mother-in-law, a friend, a coworker. I don't care. Has anybody ever looked back? Yeah, bluish, B. Lewis. Wow, get it together, Reese. No, I don't think it would be safe. Has anybody ever looked back at a relationship and you see the signs of like you thought it was a really healthy or good relationship, and then you look at it and you see it for what it is, and you're like, whoa, that was harmful. That was not helpful at all. It was harmful. Hey, Debbie. He is, yeah. Has anyone ever done that? And you're like, that's not like you don't see it's someone said this. Who said this? I saw a B. Lewis, Brandy Lewis. Thank you. I saw a reel once. I think Alicia, if you're still in here, it was from James Sexton, the attorney we love. And he said, when you're in something, you don't see it. A fish did not discover water. And I thought that was really, really smart. When you're in it, you don't see it. Have you ever looked back though, once you're out of a relationship? I don't care if it's a husband, a friend. It's so accurate. That's so spot on. Quick question. Huxley won't be driving in Ecuador, or will he? No, none of us will be. I won't have a car there. You don't need a car there. Are you and Huxley starting to learn to speak Spanish or start to prepare for the move? I don't know how to prepare. Quite honestly, this is where I'm at. I don't, hey, Julie. Yeah, it was Alicia. I love that guy. I don't know how to prepare. I'm really bad at this kind of a thing. I feel like a really easy way to put this, I feel like when you walk into a Bed Bath and Beyond, hey, old Charlie, for me, I could not go into that store because the things in that store went all the way to the ceiling. And I literally was like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I'm overwhelmed. Everything comes in every color. I can't, like, that's how I feel about moving right now. I feel like I need a person. Like if I could, I would hire a person. If I could afford to do it, I'd hire like an organizer to come to my house and go, okay, here's where we start. Here's what we need to do. We're going to categorize this. We're going to go through this. You're going to donate this. Like I've started doing what I can. And I'm like, here's my thing. This is what I do. I have one friend and she's like, you need to go through and start selling stuff. You know what I want to do? I want to donate all of it. I want to post on some local forum and put everything's free, come get it all. Cause that's how I am. I'm not like, I don't like nickel and dime. I'm not, I don't even know how the hell I'm going to do all of that. My other option is to put everything into storage, but I don't know that I can afford a storage unit that big every month. And what am I holding on to it for? But I should hold on to I'm not going to get rid of everything. What if I come back? What if I'm like, I stayed in Ecuador for 2 years. I loved it. I'm ready to come home. What if I do that? What if my life changes drastically and I have to come back? Like, I don't want to get rid of everything, but I also don't know where to start. I feel like I'm at Bed Bath and Beyond. I'm like, I have so much stuff. I have so much stuff. My whole life I've been coping by having things. I attach and connect to my things. You are already friends with native Ecuadorians. You talk with them on WhatsApp. You've already started belonging there. It's wonderful. Oh, I absolutely do. And no, I have not started learning Spanish. I'm not worried at all. Like, I don't have any pressure about that. I use Google Translate when I'm there. I have several Spanish speaking only friends already, and we talk on WhatsApp and it just translates. Like, I don't know how to speak Spanish. I'm sure that will happen more when I'm there. I'll probably pick it up. But no, I have not. I haven't had time to start trying to listen or learn Spanish yet. Hey, Vicky, and I hope it's not that hard to learn, but it might be. Every expat that I know that lives there is like, you pick it up. You'll pick it up. I don't know. I don't know how easy that is. I donate everything started fresh. You do not give a damn about selling stuff. I just want to make my life easier. Exactly. But the problem, Angie, is my stuff is not come get it. It's free either. I have really nice things, like really nice things. It's not, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff. I also don't want to do that. Um, Thank you, Wendy Brewer. The easiest would be to start with clothes and accessories. Yes, put your stuff in storage container until you decide. No, DNV, I did not. If possible, keep enough furniture to have the bare minimum if you choose to come back. Well, that's how I feel about the rest. I feel like keep the smaller stuff, Jamie Palmer, and furniture could be replaced. I don't care about furniture. I've got really nice furniture and I bought it when I sold my first house and I moved in with Jeff. I bought all of that furniture and it's got all those memories to it anyway. I'm not attached to it at all. It can go. The furniture I would keep, I'd want to keep my Fox cabinet from Anthropologie. I've got a really pretty painted cabinet from India I would like to keep. And then the most important thing is Fred's dad's table. I may not have ever told you guys that. I have a table that Fred's dad made over 100 years ago. It's a wood, beautiful table. His dad played poker on it with his friends. And then Fred told me that his parents slaughtered pigs on it. I was like, wow, thank you for sharing that. And Fred had it. And then Fred told me, he was like, don't ever get rid of my table. And I said, I love that table. It's a kitchen table. It's a beautiful oak, very strong table. And I'll never get rid of that. So there's certain things, everything else can go because it can be replaced. I'd like to take like some of my clothes are very special and some of them are like warm weather clothes. I wouldn't take that. Love you, Martin. I wouldn't take like the super warm clothing. So I'd want to maybe put some of that into a storage. But the truth is I have way too many clothes, way too many shoes, and way too many accessories. And I've collected them since I was 19 years old. This is not stuff I bought with Jeff. This is stuff I've had forever. I've been taking with me everywhere. And I'd like to sell some of that. The problem is my mind doesn't go to that. If I had the money, like the only reason I'm doing it is because I need the money. I can't go without selling my stuff. Correct, Rain. So I need to make the money. It's just, if I had it, like if I had the money, I would get rid of everything tomorrow. I'd say, come get it. It's free. Because if I didn't need the money, I wouldn't care. But I need to sell it to make the money in order to be able to move. And that's fine. It's just makes me feel like I'm never going to accomplish that. The other thing I don't like, and I'm going to be totally upfront here, I am a single woman that lives out in the middle of nowhere. I don't really want people walking through my house and going, I'm here to see this, and then taking inventory of everything I have and going, oh, I never mind. It's not going to work for me. Thanks. And then coming back and robbing me. Or like, I just don't know that I get nervous about strangers and like men that I don't know. And so I don't know that I want to have like some group of guys coming into my house looking at my stuff. I know that sounds crazy, and it's not like men are the only criminals. I'm just saying I feel less safe around men than I do women. Um, yeah. And that's the other thing, Joan, is it's like the animals, it's such an overwhelming thought. You know, when it sounds fun, I want to take them and I wouldn't leave without them. But I'm like, what if this doesn't work out in general? I don't know if I can fly 5 animals, and I'm only allowed to fly with 1. I can't take Kid and Gertie even up on a plane together. You can only fly with 1 per person. So it's like, how the hell is that going to work? I'm going to have to fly back and forth and back. And I don't know. I get overwhelmed. I get very easily overwhelmed with this kind of stuff. Yeah, Rain, I don't want random ass people in my house. Makes me very nervous. I don't want people coming in here. Yeah, Linda, you guys get that. But the fact is, like, I've got like even this desk I bought in Kansas City is such a cool desk. And it's white and it's long and it's big and it's very modern. It has gold legs and gold handle and hardware. And this is such a cool desk. Like I would sell this. Like I have really cool stuff. I have like really neat furniture. So I can't just up and be like, here, it's free, take it. Um Estate sales, I'd have to see how much they take. Do you have a garage or a carport? You could move certain items there for the day and make it a garage sale. I don't. I have a carport, but it's very small. It just fits my car. How about a furniture consignment shop in Nashville? They could have pictures and dimensions and that. I don't know if they can pick it up. The other thing is, Meredith, you're amazing. You don't have to do, you wouldn't have to do that, babe. Yeah, Margie Bar. Hey, Adele. Yeah. This is the point. Yeah, you'll have to pay any estate sale people 50%. I don't want to do that. To me, then it's like just give it away. I'm serious. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't even like selling stuff on Poshmark because they take 20%. 20% is a lot. Yeah, DNV says start. I could start small and just start with like putting up my shoes, my bags, my clothes, that stuff. It just feels like this is going to take years, is what it feels like. And if it does, I guess it does, right? Definitely sell the stuff you can sell. You can use the money for the move. I'm planning to, for sure. Elena Rainerman, yes. The traffic in Nashville is insane. Let's see. So relax back. You'll get it all worked out. You know that we want you to be comfortable and happy, and you will need all of your animals and some stuff. We will help you however we can. Thank you, Joan. I appreciate you doing that research about the animals. It's that's what I mean though. I feel like even talking about it, I shouldn't because it's overwhelming. It's just overwhelming. And here's the thing. Yes, Adele. And here's the thing. I don't for me, this is not a permanent move. Like, I definitely like the idea of it. I loved it. I fell in love with the place. I may live there the rest of my life. I could see that actually, like always having a place there. But what if I live there for 5 years and I'm like, I kind of want to go try a different country. I'd like to go move to a different country. Like, what if I want to do that? Yeah, it's not permanent, meaning that. Like, what if we wanted to move somewhere else? What if we wanted to move to a different part of Ecuador? I always wanted to check out Quito. He says that Cuenca sucks because it's just like oversaturated with expats, and I don't like all that. I will tell you, I fell in love with Salinas, though. Like, that's where I know I want to be. I found a church I really like there. I made friends there. I'm just saying, like, I try to think in terms of nothing being permanent, especially with a move like this. Do I go down to zero? Do I move there and like roll the dice and go get rid of everything Everything you've ever owned, get rid of it all. I don't know about that. And I can afford, I looked up some nearby storage places. I can afford a small storage unit. Adele, Ecuador. I can afford a small storage unit. They have some for $80 a month. I could do that for at least a year or two and then decide, like, do I want to keep this stuff? And then I would come back and maybe get rid of everything in the storage unit and go, I know I'm staying. Um, yeah, Wendy, that's all. You can't store your stuff at your mom's house and put a shed on her property and store it there. No, unfortunately, they're not those kind of people. Mm-mm. You have a lot of decisions to make. No wonder you feel overwhelmed. Yeah, I feel very overwhelmed. That's all. I just feel very overwhelmed. Yeah, Castrol, I think I'll do that. Put things in storage for a while and see. But the thing is, guys, if I put all my stuff in storage, it would be the largest storage. I'd probably have to get more than one. And I kind of regret that too. I'm like, I took too much from Kansas City, but it only feels that way. Yes, Adele, it only feels that way because this house is so much smaller. My house in Kansas City was 4,000 square feet. I live in a trailer. Like, it's not the same thing. Everything is stacked in boxes, one on top of the next. And like, my mom will come to my house sometimes and she'll be like, you still have boxes? And I'm like, I have to. Where am I going to put this stuff? I don't live in the home I used to live in. I've got more stuff than fits into the space I'm in now. Have you written out a list of all the things you need to do? It always helps me to put it in physical writing. No, I haven't, Rain. I'm not great at that, believe it or not. I make notes on my phone, but that's actually a good idea. Baby steps, remember? Baby steps, yeah. Just start somewhere and momentum will kick in. I know. You're right. You're right. It's just sometimes I wish that it's very strange to say what I'm about to say. Thank you, Angie. Thank you for your super chat. I come on here and I do this for a living, and it's so weird to feel so alone. I feel really, really alone. I feel really detached. I feel just withdrawn. And it's weird because I'm not isolated, I'm surrounded. I come on here every day and I talk to 228 people for a couple hours. So it is such a strange phenomenon. It's such a strange feeling to feel that way and yet have resources and access and people surrounding me. It's a weird feeling, and and I've felt it lately stronger and stronger, and it makes me feel very sad. It makes me feel really, really sad of like I just feel like no family. Definitely, Wendy R. Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah. I don't fit in. Um Thank you, Jamie Palmer. I do not feel um like I fit in. Um I worry about that. Yeah, Wendy, like I don't belong or fit in. I worry about that. Um I worry that some of um some of the things that I'm discovering about myself, um I worry that like some of the damage maybe that's occurred with me that I'm just now kind of figuring out. Um, this is a great question. Are you worried you won't fit in Ecuador as well? That's the only place I felt like I did fit in. And I think it's because I felt I love the idea that nobody speaks English. I love that nobody is American. I love that nobody's walking around with a status symbol or driving a status symbol or or measuring you up based on what you're wearing or judging you for your anything, your everything. That's why I felt like I fit in there because people are happy with what they have. People are they mind their own business a lot there. No one seems to be entitled. Nobody's rude. And I got up every morning and just went and stared at the ocean. I just walked the beach. And an expat is an expatriate. It's a person who moves from one country to another. Yeah, Barbara Waite. I just felt very much yes. Yeah. Sophia, I felt very much like I was in my own world there, like I was in my own lane. I didn't have to explain myself to anybody. I just thank you, Christine Miller. I just felt very much there's something to be said for a culture, a whole group of people who are so grateful and they're not, yeah, they're peaceful. They're not rude. They're not like everybody's doing their own thing. It's so family oriented. There was just like little kids running around and I didn't feel afraid and I didn't feel judged. And I think I feel very judged all the fucking time. And it's hard to feel judged and feel close to no one. It's hard to be judged and feel alone. It's a weird feeling. It really is. It's a strange place to feel. Reese, could you be mourning the loss of what you thought your family would be when you moved there? Yeah. I thought you said in the beginning you loved it there. How do you know you won't change your mind once you get over there? Like when you moved yeah. Rosalie, I it's a gamble, but I know enough to know I absolutely loved it there. I and I'm just going to say this. It's not because of Tommy. I'm going to get my own place. Like it's not because of him. I love Tommy. Tommy's a very close person and friend and partner in my life. But I loved it there because I loved it there. I really felt a closeness there. I made my own friends there. And I just it resonated with me. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, Anna Banana, it's because life there is different. They grew up differently. When you travel, you realize people live differently. Yes, Wendy, and I love the way they live. They live on very little and they're just very grateful for what they have. And nobody's complaining and bitching and going, I want it. I want 44 other options in this. Show it to me and go get your manager. And I want to complain. And I'm going to hold my Coach bag and throw it in your face. And I'm going to pull up in my Escalade or whatever. It's like, I just get tired of like, what is the word? Is it called nuances? Is that like, I could be totally wrong on that word. I just get tired of like phony. I get tired of fake and I get tired of people fucking judging people. Like, do you even know them? Do you even know the situation before you like weigh in on their entire life? I get really sick of people doing that. I get sick of the you should do this and that's not how I would do it. And commenting on how people look and feel and live. And it's just, The way we live and think in America is so toxic, says Rain. Yeah, I actually agree with that. You moved to Tennessee out of necessity. You're moving to Ecuador for peace of mind. Rainy day, Diana H. Yeah, I really loved it there. And I just felt like weights came off of me when I was there. Every morning, every night, I walked the beach and I just was like, if I can live my life here financially, this is where I want to be. And it's cheaper than uh I'm doing now. It would be cheaper than now. So I know I can. Um, I'm going to say something here. It's not meant in any way. Have you thought about putting that move on hold and just go traveling to find yourself and just be? I haven't. No, I really want to go there. And that's why I do say, though, it's not permanent. I want to go there for at least 2 years. I would get a 2-year visa. That's what I would get. And then I can renew it or I can become a citizen then. But what I want to do is just go test it. I want to go dip my foot in the water. I just want to go live there for a couple of years. I'm not saying like goodbye, everybody. I'll never be back to America. I really liked the community. I found a place that I want to buy, but for now I'd have to rent it because I can't afford to buy it. But I found a place that I really badly want to rent. It's $700 a month. I can afford that rent. And that's what it's right on the beach. It's amazing. And that's just the life I want to go live for right now. And that's where I feel about it. Do you think you might lose subscribers from the Tommy thing? I already did, Adele. I lost 4,000 people. And I lose subscribers on my outfits. I lose subscribers because of my face. People punish me by unsubscribing all the time. Goodbye. I don't care. I don't care about losing subscribers. Just so you know, you don't get paid on subscribers. So that's kind of a myth in itself. Like this could be a big channel, it could be a small channel. Like you get paid on views, you get paid on super chats and memberships. So subscribers really mean nothing, to be honest. They don't. And people come and people go. And I really don't care anymore who goes. If it's not for you, I totally understand. Is it expensive to get a visa? No, not at all. I think the total for everything to go there is probably close to $1,000, Renee B. Like to get all the paperwork, you have to get an apostolized is the word, like FBI background check. You have to get the okay from the Ecuadorian consulate. Like all of that costs money, but it's not. I think it's under 1,000. Yeah, no, it doesn't cost a ton. Wow, I didn't know that, Diana H. Can I afford the school for Huxley? Yeah, I can. It's $300 a month and it's a private prep school. And yeah, it's supposed to be a really good school. Right now, my bills are insane. Like I'm there's some stuff I'm just gonna have to let it go, like things I can't pay. I pay way more here than I would ever pay in Ecuador. I could totally afford rent and I could afford Huxley's school. Like right now, I pay over $1,000 a month just for our health insurance. I'd be able to drop that. I wouldn't have to worry about that there. You do have to get a health insurance plan as a new person moving there. It's $50 a month and their healthcare is better. So, I mean, there's some things I'm going to trade off and I'm going to free up money living there for sure. Not having a car payment will be phenomenal. I will not have to have a car payment anymore. I'm going to sell my car. So that will help me a lot. Does anyone live near you? You can put some pods or something on their land. Well, the pod would cost me money per month anyway, Julie. That's not a bad idea. But the thing is, the pod, I think you have to rent. So I might as well put it in a storage unit, unless it's way cheaper. It's okay to change your mind about things like getting married again, like where you want to live, like what makes you happy. Totally, it is. It's okay to always feel like you can change your mind. Losing subscribers isn't a reason to not do something. It's not worth your freedom. Subscribers will never have any power over me ever again. I do not give a shit if I've said that and I said it before and then I would be like, I'm losing subs. I mean it this time. If this goes down, thousands and thousands and thousands more people, life goes on. There's way more to life. I will still stream. This is what I love to do. I'm passionate about it. But whether or not I have 5 subs or 50,000 doesn't change whether or not I stream. So it doesn't have any, that number has no power over me. I don't give a shit. And YouTube is a drop in the bucket. YouTube is small. Like there's other platforms, there's other places in the world to be. If this is what makes you happy, then you need to do it. And I'll be here uplifting you every day. I love you, Joanne. Thank you for saying that. I know you will. Your happiness doesn't need to make sense to anyone but you. I love that, Jen. I love that. Are tourist visas still available? I have no idea. Oh, wait. Yes. Tourist visas, I think, are 90-day visas if you're going to stay that long. Yes. Those are, yeah. And you could renew it one more time. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Then you could sublet your place furnished and you don't have to. Well, I don't own this place. So no, I definitely could. Oh, are you talking about in Ecuador, Vicky? Yeah, I could. I absolutely could. Health insurance is so insane. Such a shame. It's a sweet car. I love my car. I love everything about. I have a Honda CRV. I love the color. I love my car. It's a hybrid. It does great with gas. It's got low miles. I love that car. But I also love a bunch of my other stuff, and it is just a car. And if I could sell it and get enough money for it, then I would also be pretty well doing well in Ecuador, and I can afford my kids' school and not have to worry about it. Things like that. Why would you let go of everything if you come back in 2 years? I would let go of the big stuff, the furniture, the bed, the couches, that stuff. Like the little things I probably would put into storage because I can afford a storage unit for small stuff. Big pieces of furniture I don't care about. Those can be replaced. I found those at estate sales and, consignment stores. I don't care about that stuff. I'm talking about little things that matter to me, like sentimental things I would never get rid of. Thank you, Wendy Brewer. Have you been praying about this? Well, he will help you figure out a way to move if it's the right step to take, just like he did with eventually getting you out of Scientology and away from Jeff. DNV, so true. I think about that a lot, of course. I think about that just universe-wise. If it's meant to be, meant to be. And if it's not, I'll know right away because it will start to take more and more effort and it will be harder. And there will be a bunch of stops coming up on, I was going to talk like a Scientologist. We say stops on our lines. You're putting stops on my lines. Stop putting stops on my lines, or there's stops on our lines. I don't know how else to put that. That was Scientology because I don't know the English way of putting it. It's amazing just the cost there versus here. A 2-bedroom would be the quarter of what my rent is now. 4-bedroom would be half. So the place that I found that I want to purchase is $100,000. It's 4 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms. It's a penthouse condo, 50 feet from the ocean. It's the closest you can get to the ocean. It's on the beach. It's absolutely amazing. The 4th bedroom has a spiral staircase to go up to, which I think is what Huxley would want. He'd probably want to be up the spiral staircase. It's absolutely amazing. The kitchen's amazing. It comes fully furnished. Everything in Ecuador, for whatever reason, is fully furnished, which is a good thing. Like, I'm weird about my furniture and I like to pick my furniture, but that would be really helpful for moving there. So to move there isn't going to be much. I need to get rid of or figure out something to do with my stuff, right? That's all. Liz Trick, supporting you in whatever you want to do to be happy and have peace. You can do this. You just need to start one thing at a time. Looking at all of it is overwhelming. Focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. That's really good advice. Thank you, Liz Tricks. And thank you for that super chat. That was really kind of you. Thank you. I do feel overwhelmed, Wendy. I feel overwhelmed just because I have so much stuff. Can I do fundraising streams? Fundraising for what? No, I wouldn't do that. I don't feel right about doing that. Is not watch time the most important part in YouTube? I guess so, but I don't know the difference between watch time and views. To be honest, I don't know. How big is Fred's table? It's small, Abigail. You can put 4 chairs. It's a round oak table, and it can kind of be sat up against a wall, like on its side. I will keep the anthropology chairs, no question. Yeah. I wish you could be settled with your feelings of not belonging. Did I look at anything with a yard? No, I would prefer to be in a condo for me, safety-wise. Just being a woman, hey, DS Kitty Diane, I prefer to be up high. I don't know why that is. Just I don't think there's a lot of crime, but I like the idea better of being up high and coming down to go outside. I don't want to hear a noise at night. Now let's be honest, Tommy will be with me. But even at the same time, if Tommy goes and stays at his house one night, like I just don't want to be like, what was that? Right. I would prefer to just be, I just know I'm up high and I'm safe. I wish I could too. I wish I could be settled with my feelings of not belonging. Um, Adele, no, I'm not going to sell those. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Sam, I don't know, guys, how I want to proceed with that feeling. I'm sure it will go away. I'm like, think about the circumstances right now. We're coming up on my anniversary. It's the holidays. I feel alone. Um, we just pulled up and dug out some really heavy shit from my past. My kid just turned 16. Like, I feel like he's just taking off into adulthood. Uh, Tommy would install an alarm system for you and Hux. I don't know that they do. I don't think they do alarm systems there, actually, Joan. What they do is they have really high. I could have a place with a yard because they're really nice. So what they do is they put up like 10-foot walls. They put up on top of the walls, they use broken beer bottles, glass bottles, and they scatter. You can see it in front of everybody's house. They scatter like big chunks of like broken glass, and you see it stabbing like. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, but I also just like being up high in front of the ocean. I don't know why that is. I like that better. And if I'm gonna do it, I want to do what I want. Like I want it to be what I want it to be. Um, why don't we move in together? You're already making the commitment. We pretty much are, but has nothing to do with Tommy. I'm just going to say this. I still probably have what you guys would call some PTSD, and it has nothing to do with him. But I still have some PTSD of being under the control of a man, Jeff. And I still have that awful looming feeling over me of like him holding up my car keys and being like, "You're not going anywhere." Or him draining me financially, or him tracking my phone, or any of that. Like, I just want to make sure Tommy and I absolutely can live together. It's not that I don't want to live with him. We probably will. But I don't want to ever feel that feeling of stuck again, and it's not that he makes me feel that way. It has nothing to do with him. It's the residual effects, and I'm sure that will melt away. And again, like he'll be with me every day and I won't feel that way. I'm just saying it now because it's more of a reminder to me. Like I want to be able to stand on my own financially for the rest of my life. I never want to rely on a man, anybody. It's very important to me that I support myself and my son and my animals. I never want to be like, I need money. First of all, I don't ask people for money. I would never do that. But what I mean by that is it's important that I prove that to myself that I've made it, that I don't need some significant other and their job too for us to make it work. No, that's like my biggest goal for the rest of my life, not next year, the rest of my life. I support myself financially at all times. I want to make sure that I'm never stuck again under somebody else's roof, under somebody else's control. Like Jeff paid for my phone. I paid for all the furniture in the house. I bought my car. I didn't have any credit card debt. He wasn't paying for anything for me other than the roof I was living under. But that was more than enough for him to be very gross and controlling of me. Tommy would never do that. He's not even like, doesn't share any DNA with that kind of nature of a man. So again, I feel like I'm punishing Tommy by saying that. It's got nothing to do with him. It's got everything to do with me being a safe, secure, self-sufficiently financially supporting myself woman and mother. I want to prove that to me. I need to prove that to me. I've always relied on men. And if I didn't rely on a husband, who was I relying on? I think this all really stems from Doug. I think that kicked something off for me this week. Doug definitely owned me. Doug and Brenda owned me. And they held that over my head. And they would go, "Who pays your bills? Fall back in line." Right. So I definitely feel like get that away from me. Like any thought of anybody being like, "I'll help you." And Tommy would. Tommy has. He paid for my plane ticket, right? Like Tommy is amazing in that way. He would give me his last dollar. That's not the point. I don't want it. I want to know that I can do it. I don't want any Doug in my life ever again. That really, in a lot of ways, ruined and broke me. And I have to prove that I don't want to scrape by. I want to know that I've made it. Like, I'd like to invest some money. I'd like to have a savings account. I'd like to do all those things and know that, like, if Huxley needs some money, I can give him some money. I'm not to that point, but that is my goal for the end of time, that I can make the wheels turn, right? And I don't mean also, I'm not sitting here going, I don't need a man. I don't like that either. Like I really love him and I love being in his space. I want to be around him, but I never want to need anybody again. Right? I feel like I've had to rely on people my whole life and I definitely want to prove to myself again that like I'm with him because I want to be, but I never want the feeling of like I need you to make this work. I want to be with my partner, but still be independent in a lot of ways and lean into him and rely on him for the healthy things. See, that's the thing too, is like leaning into your partner, I think is a great thing. Relying on somebody is a great thing, but it can become unhealthy and unbalanced if you're too codependent. I have, I believe that I have some kind of an attachment disorder anyway. And I can fall into that quickly where I confuse attachment for love for attachment. And that's my problem to deal with, not his. And I can overly attach. I do not ever want to do that again. I want to attach to him in the healthy ways, but not overly. Like, you're my everything. I need you to provide everything and be my therapist and my best friend and my financial person. No, 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 no. I have a therapist and I want to have female friends. Like, I want everything to serve its purpose, but too much of anything is not good, guys. Years in a high control marriage did that to me. Yeah, absolutely, Shelly Kelly. I knew that. Thank you for being so vulnerable about that. And thank you for your super chat. You're traumatized after being controlled for so long. And guys, I really blamed a lot of this on Jeff. Hey, Susan. You feel drawn because as I said before, it's kind of like being a millionaire. It's a God thing. Yeah, it is. Money goes a lot further. That's why I'm considering moving. I'm alone. I need to make sure I can actually live as long as I'm able. A lot of people who are retired go there. I blamed this on Jeff for a very long time. Like the controlling stuff. I kind of felt like I blamed Jeff coming along as like the most controlling man in my life that I had experienced, because Fred wasn't, and Michael wasn't controlling. And I never thought of Doug because Doug wasn't a partner of mine. He wasn't a significant other. And so I kind of overlooked Doug. But looking back, Doug, yeah, this is way before Jeff. And it's probably also my dad, I'm sure would be the number one, right? But Doug was such an abusive, so like the true meaning of the word abusive, controlling, like stole my kid away from me, stole motherhood from me, and then confused me and like paid all my bills and then pulled the rug out and was like, "We pay your bills." And like, it was such a disgusting, like dirty feeling for me. And nothing is a worse feeling for me than feeling like I'm handcuffed to something, to a situation, to people, to Scientology. I very much felt like I was just owned and controlled by Doug. And I never want to put myself, and Tommy is the last person that would ever be that way. He's not that way. but I still, it's a thing. It's not him, it's me. I have to prove to me that I can financially support myself. I'm doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing this because I can afford the move. I'm responsible. I can pay for my son's schooling. I can pay for the dogs and the cats. Like, I want to be able to do all those things. And right now, I don't know if I could. So, if this is meant to be, all those things will happen. If it's not, then I'll know it because it will be stoppy and efforty. You're feeling distant um, from your life because you want to be somewhere else. Like I said before, it's kind of like a missionary thing. God is calling you. I feel that way, Susan Cook, but the wheels have got to start turning, right? He definitely got off on it. And here's the thing, guys, the Doug talk this week, we did 2 streams on it. That really did a number on me. I looked at things this week that I said that. I have not fully been able to confront. And it has flipped my stomach. Like, it has changed a little bit of, well, you can tell in my demeanor. It's just different. It's just, I feel so unsettled with that. And here's the problem. Love you, Linda. Thank you for being here. Here's the problem. I can't do anything about it. It's an awkward one because problems, typically you can come up with a solution. This is a past thing. It's no longer current. It's no longer present. He's still alive. He's still probably being abusive to somebody, probably Brenda, but I can't fix him. I can't fix what happened there. I have us both in therapy. Thank God. Like, I'm doing everything I should be doing. And I believe these things will work out. It's just, what do we all want? Instant gratification, right? Like, we want solutions. We want it now. It's resurfacing for sure, Wendy. It is resurfacing for sure. And it's coming up in all these crazy, right? Like, I'm even having crazy dreams. I'm having horrific dreams still. Being chased by a grizzly bear the other night with Jeff. Like, I'm having these crazy ass dreams. That happens with abuse. Yeah, you can't fix it. And there's no closure. But I don't even want fucking closure. I want to be able to mend what happened between he and I, even. And I can't. Could you look into an estate sales company? They usually take 50%, Java Girl. So no, I don't want to go that route. What I'll probably end up doing is like Facebook Marketplace or something. My mom said you can sell a ton of shit on Facebook Marketplace. I don't love that because I don't have a man in my house besides Huxley. And I don't really like the idea of people just coming in and out of my house and looking at shit. But if that's what I have to do, that's what I'll do. Take comfort in this. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my savior. My God is my rock in whom I find protection. I do take comfort in that, Abigail. Old Testament. Thank you for that. That's a beautiful scripture, girl. Thank you for your super chat. How can you get closure from an abuser? You have to process it first. Process and heal, Margie Bart. Totally. And I think right now we're in the processing part. And to be fair, guys, how many things have we processed on this channel? Tons and tons and tons. This one seems to be a bit of a heavy load for me. So much so, like, I feel it in my head. I feel it on my shoulders. I feel weighed down on this one. This is it's sinking me a little bit. I'm not worried about that. I will come out of it. I'll perk up. I'll have solutions. I'll feel differently. It's just, I have to go through it. You got to go through it. You got to get through it, right? Process and heal. And yeah, Kestrel, we're all about processing here. You can meet people in public to sell your things. HC from LBC, I can't with furniture though. Like, I can't move couches to a public place. So they're going to have the big things. They're going to have to come to my house. You can schedule it when you know Hux will be home so he can help bring the furniture outside. Maybe that way the buyer doesn't have to come inside. So, like, for instance, my couches are a 3-piece Italian leather white couch set. They're beautiful. I can't have Huxley put those outside. I have a couch that Fred and I bought together that is a custom made couch we paid $8,000 for, right? Like I had some money and I used it. And so I'll never get that money back, but I can't put that outside. I can't put that outside. So I've got a couch in a room that I don't use at all that Fred and I bought. And I've got three-piece white leather couches that I bought and I'll never get the money back for them. And I'm this close to just being like, just donate it. Give it to somebody who needs it. What? Oh, Nolansville. Oh, that's really far from me. I don't know that I believe that. Nolansville's a very expensive area. Thank you, Abigail. I'm not overstepping, but there are climate controlled storage units that will fit a two-bedroom apartment in Nolansville for 125 a month, including insurance. Vicky, see, that's crazy. Nolansville's a rich area, but that's really far from me. That's like 50 minutes away. I would not want to get something that far away, but thank you for looking. Do my parents have any open buildings on their property? They will not help with this. So the answer is no. That's why I buy cheap furniture and I have pets. Yeah, well, my furniture has stayed really, really nice, Rain, because like Bo doesn't get up on furniture. The cats sometimes sleep on it, but like it's beautiful furniture. I couldn't believe I bought white leather couches, but I bought them on a sale. It was like they were getting closeout thing. And I was like, this is stupid, but they're quilted too. That like cross stitching, like they have nail heads on them. Like they're really pretty couches. And they're still in great shape. They're beautiful. They've held up very nicely, and I had the money. I was really excited about the sale of my house. I bought all that furniture. I wanted to do it. Um, Probably Christine Miller. Do you have to buy insurance with a storage unit? That's okay, Vicky C. I appreciate you trying. The furniture is too low for Bo. Actually, Lori Lee, believe it or not, he just was never trained to get on furniture. The lady that had him before, I guess he was trained to not get on furniture. He hasn't even considered it. I've had Bo, I adopted him when he was 9 months old and he just turned 4. I've had him quite a while. He's never once put his leg up on my furniture like he was going to get up on it. It's like he doesn't even know the couches are there. It's crazy. And I'm really grateful for that because he probably would have destroyed it. His claws, he's just so big. It would have taken a huge toll on my furniture. 2000 for a couch is a lot, Rain. I understand. The set that I bought, the leather couches, I think I paid 5,500 for, and it was a three-piece set, and they're beautiful leather. They're really nice. You should have renters insurance for a storage unit. Yes, you have to have insurance with the storage unit or show that you have another policy that covers your stuff. That sucks. I didn't know that. You know what I'll look into? Whoever mentioned getting a pod, I wonder if a pod, if you stored it on somebody else's land, which I probably wouldn't be allowed to do, but if I could, I wonder if it's cheaper to have a pod. Huh. Those are good thoughts, guys. Thank you for that. Well, hey, my friend, you're being thoughtful and feeling all the feels about your past. This way you can leave it behind and totally move on. You should silent auction your studio and furniture to us all. Well, the problem with that is not about, I mean, I would sell stuff on my channel. People have asked me to show things, but furniture wise, I don't think would work because I don't think anybody really lives close by enough that would want it. And a lot of people have furniture, they don't need it. But I get what you're saying. Renter's insurance is cheap. Pods are super expensive, Kestrel. Okay. Can you put a storage shed on your parents' property? No. Shameby? Huxley? Can you let your brother in? Insurance will be cheap for a storage unit. Yes. And we couldn't include Joe's storage unit with our homeowner insurance because it is another state. You would have to be in the same state we live in. Okay. That sucks. Pods are expensive. Okay. Yeah, Shelly Kelly, I wish they could.
Go on in.
Bobsy?
You wanna go in?
Come here, Seamus.
No, that's not.
Well, he's sitting there crying, Hux. Does my mom object to my moving? Thank you, Grandma Sunshine Dragon. Everything will work out, guys. This is not like the worst thing. It will work out. Does your mom object to my moving? No. My mom doesn't really object to anything. She knows I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. I think she's a little sad about it. My stepdad is like, do it. I would have done it too if I could have done it. Hey, Noel. Heal yourself first, Reese. Make yourself a priority. Self-care. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Be at peace. I hope you find what you need and get what you want. Everyone deserves to be happy. That is very sweet, Wendy. That's a very kind thing to say and true. Thank you. Can you please sell some eyeglass frames? They're the most expensive part of glasses. Not so much used, but yeah, I probably would sell some. Yeah, I don't. Reese's mom doesn't want to store Reese's stuff. That's okay, and we should respect her boundaries. Yeah, she doesn't want to. Guys, my mom is different from me in that, hey, Rue, just got back home to Mexico. I didn't know you lived in Mexico. From visiting my elderly mom in the US, it's actually easy to go back and forth, thank goodness. My mom loves Goodwill. We donate what she doesn't want, and we find treasures there that she loves. It's so fun. Wait, you live in Mexico? I didn't know that. How did you live in the US and move to Mexico? That's really interesting. I'd love to know how you moved to another country. I know Robin Miners just moved to Canada from California. Ruth, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for the giant super chat. Wow. Thank you, Rue. That's so cool. I didn't know that about you. I also love doing thrift store shopping. Look into consignment stores in Nashville for your expensive pieces. They will set it up in their store and give you a percentage. Well, that's what we were talking about. They'll take like 50%, which sucks. I'm going to try Facebook Marketplace first. Just real quick, back to that though with my mom. Los Angeles for years, retired in Mexico. Rue, you got to tell us any tips, tricks, anything like that on moving to another country. And Robin Miners did too. And she says, I couldn't be happier. I know I'm going to love it. My mom is just very rigid in like how she feels. She's just she doesn't always seem to be flexible in like changing her mind about things. Yeah, Rue, I definitely want to. And thank you again, Rue. That was a huge super chat. Thank you. I would not say my mom is like a go out there and experience the world. She watches the news a lot. She's very nervous about things. And I think that she cares a lot, just like a lot of people, about what other people think. And I think it's almost pushing her boundaries a little bit because she knows at this point, I do not care what other people think. And I think she's trying to adjust to that a little bit. Like she's trying not to be as like, well, I don't know if you should do that. Because she knows I'm going to put it back on her and go, well, I didn't ask. Okay. Like I'm trying to teach my mom that like I'm 41 now. I don't want to be ever disrespectful to her either, but I'm trying to teach her that like you putting all of your fears onto me is not something that I'm willing to accept anymore. And that goes with anybody. That's so crazy, Rue. I love that. Yes, Just Joan. Like it's so funny. My brother's in town, right? And I got all these tattoos. And okay, Rue, that's so cool. He was admiring my tattoos at lunch yesterday, and he doesn't have any that I know of. And he said, I want to get a sleeve. And he's older than me. And he goes, I want to get a sleeve. And my mom just looked at him and she goes, we won't tell your dad, my stepdad, because he doesn't like tattoos. My mom doesn't like tattoos either. It's so funny. My mom, when she talks to me now, if I'm wearing a tank top and you can see him, she'll be like, so how are you? She just stares at him. I'm like, I'm fine, Mom. Like, it's uncomfortable for them. It's a different generation and they're not as accepting of things. And that's okay. It doesn't make them bad people. But she goes, we won't tell your dad. And he said, and it was just such a topic for content. He said He goes, I know. He goes, that's one of the reasons I think I haven't ever gotten a tattoo is because I'm worried about what dad will think. And I just looked at him and I said, that is a very bad habit, brother. I said, that's a really bad habit to care about that much about what other people think. I said, you can't not do something because of what someone else is going to think. And he was like, that's true. And I said, it's a terrible habit. And we all do it. We all set other people, we set ourselves on fire to keep others warm. We worry too much about what somebody, especially a parent, let's face it, is going to think about our life choices, right? My dad accepts my tattoos and knee when I first got one, but my mom was so upset and said, don't tell your dad. Yeah, you can't live your life for somebody else. And let's be honest, guys, when it's a tattoo, like, come on. I went and did it and I was so nervous and I thought, "Oh my god, like my parents are going to be so judgmental of this." And they are with their eyes. They are. They stare at my tattoos all the time and like not disgust, but definitely disapproval. And I just think that's okay. My adult kids speak fluent Spanish and they come to visit me. Brew, that's so cool. I had no idea that you relocated to Mexico. I just think about the future of parenting and I hope that that changes. Like if Huxley goes and gets a bunch of tattoos, do you think I'm going to be like, I can't believe you did that to your body? Like it's his body. Have some respect. If that's the choice he made, he's an adult. It's his body, right? Like even if he makes bad choices, it's his choice. If he gets arrested, that's his choice. Like I will be disappointed. I'll be bummed. I'll try to help him. But like people have to make their own choices. I say that to you guys a lot on this channel. Like, let people make mistakes. So many people reach out to me and they're like, I think it's a bad idea what you're doing. Ecuador is not safe. I think you should do this. Like, I have to make my own choices. You have to let me do that. People are going to do it anyway, to be honest, and they just won't tell you. My mother's a fit about a 2-inch heel. She thinks it will ruin my feet. I am 63. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Hey, Tampa A. As a mom of 3 daughters in my 20s, in their 20s, I'm finally becoming a minimalist at 50. I don't need stuff anymore. I just want to travel and meet people and be me. I'm 100% with you, Reese. I love that. And I'm excited to become that. I just, all this 41 years accumulated stuff because of my background and because of the no connection with people or family. I feel like I accumulated too much stuff and I became close with my stuff. It's true. I bonded with some of my things. And now I don't feel that way anymore. I don't have to own a bunch of stuff anymore in order to feel free. I actually want to let it go. And I want to go connect with people and connect with a different culture, connect with Tommy, connect with new friends. I want to go do that now, but all this stuff is now weighing me down. So I just have to figure it out. That's all. That's it. And I will get there, guys. I'm not in this like state of total apathy and just gave up mode. I just have to solve it. Oh man, that reminds me. Things don't love you back. I want to find a note I made. Give me a second. Ah, here it is. I love this. It sounds really simple. Your stuff is like your old baggage. Yes. Tampa, you are helping me do it. Also, I'm with you and Huxley and Tommy. It makes me excited for all of you and your next chapter and for my next chapter. I love that. I am very excited for all of us to have a next chapter. Listen to this quote. I really like it. And for those that need to understand this well, and for those that don't, won't. The greatest skill you can develop is the ability to figure it out. I really like that. I will figure it out. I'm not at a stopping point. I always want to grow. I always want to learn more. I always want to treat people better than I do now and improve myself. I don't want to cross people's boundaries. I don't want to push buttons or harm people intentionally. So I'm always trying to figure it out. Right now, I feel stuck. But by all means, I will not stay stuck. I promise. I will pull myself up and I will get myself out of it. The greatest skill you can develop is the ability to figure it out. Guys, if you really put, me too, Renee B, if you really put thought into that, it's so accurate. How many people just give up? How many people are like, I can't figure it out? How many people just ended there because they couldn't figure it out? It's a skill. It is a skill to figure it out. And it's not one that I have mastered by any means, but that's what I mean. That's a goal right there. I want to get better at figuring it out. Finding your independence mentally and emotionally for sure. Yeah, it's a great quote. Figuring it out. How many people bring you a problem and they're like, "Ugh." I'm doing it tonight. I'm like, I don't know. I feel overwhelmed. I don't have a solution right now, but I will. I will get one. I will get there. I just am like, I feel like I'm kind of swimming through mud right now. And I don't know why that is. And I'm sure it will be revealed to me in a bigger picture, bigger lens. I just have to filter through the kaleidoscope right now of all of these things coming at me. Okay, now you're making me feel bad for giving up on the outside Christmas lights today. I love Christmas lights. You can focus on the hurdle or how to take it. Yes. And wait, you and all of us in the chat have made huge strides in bettering ourselves. You have brought us together to work on it. This is so true. I love it. I still think about it when people say this. Tommy said to me, "You are your audience." Nancy and I are so similar. A lot of us are. We come here to figure it out. And we get inspired by every little thing. That's what this content is. It's not about anything. Oh my God, I was so embarrassed today. I went to Costco and the guy, Huxley, said something about me he goes, "Are you going to do a show today?" And the guy said, the cashier goes, "You do shows?" And I said, I was like getting out my wallet and I was like, "Hey, nosy meddler." I said, I was like, "I have a YouTube channel." And he goes, "What's it about?" And I was like, I hate talking about it. I don't like bringing it up. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Like when people put me on the spot and go, "What's it about?" I'm like, life, tits, shitting ourselves. I really don't know, dude. I was like, "Can you just scan the cat food, please?" Seriously, Reese, I spent 2 hours on the floor and now I'm over it. I'm ordering new lights from, oh, Rain, that's the best you could do. That's the title of this stream. It's the best we can do, Rain. You did the right thing. Hey, there's Warden. I accompanied my daughter today and gave her moral support while she negotiated a new car lease deal. Then we went to eat food at a card place. Next time, wait, why am I getting words wrong tonight? The time now is important. I love spending time with her. I love that. And Warden, I still think of you and your beautiful Gwendolyn. Wharton lost his wife this year. And so I'm really happy for that moment that you had with your daughter. That's so special. I always wanted a dad like that. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for coming over. It's nice to see you. Joan, Reese, we each have good days and bad days. Some days we can handle anything. Some days we can't handle anything. Don't get down on yourself. You're a living, breathing, real person. I'm okay with that. Joan, you're right. Some days, I haven't had them lately. Some days the best I can do is brush my teeth. Some days I'm like, I can't take a shower. I mean, it's probably happened 3 times in a year, but it's happened to me where I'm like, and that's okay. Some days I'm like, I have to lay down right now. I don't really nap. I hate napping because it gives me a headache and I get all out of sorts and I feel more tired when I wake up. But lately, I'm like, I just have to lie down for 20 minutes and I don't close my eyes. Sometimes I will, but I'll just lay there. I'm like, I'm just really, truly going to lay here and stare at the ceiling and just reassess. And that's okay. You're right. You're a living, breathing person. And that's okay to admit that. Do they have consignment shops you can sell furniture? I don't know. Definitely not where I live. It would have to be more in a city, but I'm sure they do. It is Margie Bar. People are surprised that we have Costco, Petco, and Walmart in Mexico. Well, you're lucky with that. They do not in Ecuador. Ecuador doesn't have Walmart, Starbucks, anything, nothing. That's not true. They have a KFC. but they don't have mashed potatoes there, and that is really sad. But they don't have any of that. Yeah, Debbie, it's self-care. Oh my God. My nephew passed away 2 weeks ago also. I had a wonderful last conversation with him. Wharton, I am so sorry for your losses this year. That is very sad. That is horrible. That sounds absolutely horrible, and I'm sorry. I'm glad that you shared that here because you're in really good company and you're in a warm place, I promise. Yeah, Rain, I don't either. I've been fighting with my depression lately and finding myself not wanting to put stuff away. Little piles clutter, it makes me anxious. I have experienced that as well. Very much, Shelly Kelly. Thank you for saying it. I think H&R Block and probably some other companies will train you to do taxes. You should be able to get a lot of money in a short period of time. All taxes have to be done by mid-April. Train me to do taxes? I was an ex-Scientologist, so I'm certainly not going to, you would never want to put me, ooh, I can't read that right now. Hold on, guys. I just got something I need to read. Okay. I don't remember what I was saying because I didn't answer that. I'm so sorry. I'm coming back around. I was blessed for having known them. Wharton, I am so sorry. That's really sad. You wouldn't want me in charge of anything to do with taxes. I promise you that. So that's not a good idea. That's certainly not a good idea. I definitely am glad we streamed. I was not going to do a stream, and I'm glad we did. I still haven't sorted anything out. I'm just at a weird place. I'm in a very weird place. But I also think it's good to come out here and say that, normalize it, and then it gets other people to talk about what's going on with them. And I think that is the best we can do. That was the title of this stream today, and I mean it. It's the best we can do right now. You do what you can. And I don't feel like a failure, but I don't feel like I'm winning either. And it's just a weird in between place. It is, Shelly. And mods, thank you for being here and being a part of it. Will you guys please hit subscribe? Yeah, Diana H, and that's okay. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. It's okay. Please hit subscribe. I love you too, Yadira. And I will be back tomorrow is Monday. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. We need you as much as you need us, Reese. Thank you, Grandma Sunshine Dragon. I love you guys. I mean it. We'll get through it. The holidays are hard, and this is even more important why we need to stream. I will be here every day for you guys, except this Sunday is the Zoom call. Yeah, doing the best you can, Noelle. I totally understand. Abigail, the Lord says, I will give you back what you lost. Then you will know that I am among my people, but everyone who calls on my name will be saved. Old Testament. That's lovely, Abigail. You are lovely. And thank you for being here. I'll miss you this week. Have fun in Florida. Thank you for the super chat. I love these honest streams. You love you and everyone here. Wendy, I really appreciate you being here. I love your input. You're very engaging, and I love people who are very engaging. It's fun to chat with you. Okay, Rain, I got to get mine coming up too. I'll be getting a mammogram. I hope it goes okay for you, Rain. I love you guys. Mods, thank you. Holidays are hard, Rue. And Rue, thank you for your super chat. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats, for being members, all of that. It means a ton. It is very kind, and it helps Hux and I every time. Love you, Heather. I will see you guys tomorrow. And good night, everybody. Here comes Fred.